Hey y'all, Terri here again, and today we are going to talk about what an earnest money deposit looks like here when you put in an offer on a property in the high country of North Carolina. Now, an earnest money deposit differs a little bit from a due diligence fee, which we talked about previously, and if you'd like to see that video, it's going to be down in the comments for a link to go view that. So let's talk a little bit about how a due diligence fee differs from an earnest money deposit fee. So with the due diligence fee, we talked about how that was non-refundable. An earnest money deposit is refundable, but there are some quirks to them. So let's talk about what those look like. Once you go under contract, you have 5 business days to get your earnest money deposit into your closing attorney's escrow account. Now, there are some firms that will hold earnest money deposits, but most firms, specifically our firm here in the high country, does not hold an earnest money deposit. So the earnest money deposit check is made out to your closing attorney's trust account. So let's talk about how you can get that earnest money deposit back should you decide not to go through with the purchase of the home. Let's say you've gone through your inspections and you've gone through trying to negotiate with the seller about making some repairs or getting some credits for the repairs, and you guys just can't come to an understanding with each other as to what you can agree on, and you want to walk away. If you are within your due diligence time frame, then you are able to get your earnest money deposit back from your closing attorney's escrow account. We just fill out a form, have you sign it, we get the sellers to sign it, and then we turn it into your attorney's office, and they will release the funds back to you so that you can have them back to go ahead and make another purchase on a different property if that's what you decide to do. There are some downfalls, though. If you decide not to go through with the purchase of the property and it is past the due diligence time frame, then unfortunately that earnest money deposit is no longer refundable to you, and the seller does get to keep that money. So let's talk about what that earnest money deposit should look like. When we talked about a due diligence fee, we talked about it being a number that you are comfortable with losing should you decide to walk away. The earnest money deposit is a little bit more lenient because it's a number that you can actually get back if you decided to walk away during the due diligence period. So what we typically like to tell our buyer clients is that you're wanting to offer about 1% of what the offer price is. So let's say you're offering on a $500,000 home, 1% of that is going to be $5,000 earnest money deposit. Now, you can go much higher than that, or you can go a little bit lower than that. Just like when we talked about with the due diligence fee, the seller is always able to counter what that number looks like. I will say in other markets where a due diligence fee is not a prominent thing, the earnest money deposit is held in a much higher esteem, so those numbers are going to be significantly higher than what we're looking at here in the high country. But here in the high country, like I said, typically it's around 1%, but again, that seller is able to negotiate with you what they are comfortable with that number being, and you also have to be comfortable with what that number is as well. So that was just a quick little information about an earnest money deposit and what it looks like when you are putting in an offer here on a property here in the high country. If you have any questions about this or any questions about the due diligence fee that we've previously talked about, feel free to email us, call us, text us, comment here on this video itself. And we are absolutely happy to answer any questions that you might have when it comes to an earnest money deposit. If you found this information useful and you'd like more information like this, or you'd like to hear a video on something we haven't done a video yet on, go ahead and make sure that you leave us a comment, you go ahead and like this video, and you subscribe to our channel, and you share it to all your friends and family who might be thinking about purchasing a property here in the high country of North Carolina. Thanks so much for tuning in this time, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.